Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. And today the video is going to be about not giving up on life just because you're getting older. So let's get to it. All right, so as I said, as we get older, it's very easy to give up on life, to give up on our dreams. And all I can say is don't do that. Don't give up on your dreams. We can always learn new things, no matter how old we are. I'm 59 years old and I'm still learning a lot. And I'm going to go through my life a little bit and how I changed it drastically as I aged. So I started off my professional career as a CPA. I was in finance. I was there for 20 years. I had multiple jobs as I moved up the chain. At the end there, I was running the financial management division of a very large, probably the largest nonprofit organization in the United States. And I had 70 people working for me. And so I did work myself up because I always wanted to strive for something new. I didn't want to always be in the same job year after year after year. I always wanted to have something different, and I really do recommend everybody do that. It's so easy to get into this funk of being in the same job year after year after year, but you're not going to be happy doing that, and you're not really going to be as productive as you could be when you were hungry the first time you got the job. It's just not going to happen. So my wife was actually in it even longer because she's a CPA too, but she moved into IT during her career. But after 24 years of being in that professional life, we both decided we needed to take a break from being in the corporate world and sitting at a desk all the time. And we decided to quit our corporate jobs and open up a running store. And we were very fortunate and very blessed that running store had tremendous success over the 13 years that we had it. But retail can be a little tough. I'm going to tell you, if you ever go that route, I would say go for it, because what I've learned from doing that was just amazing. And I would recommend anyone going the route of starting your own business, because that way you do work a lot, but it's yours. And we're open 7 days a week. You're working 7 days a week, but it's your baby. You're the boss, and it was an amazing experience. So we had it for 13 years, and we were also very lucky that we could sell that business, and the store is still there, still going on strong, and we got done. That was in Maryland. So we sold the store in Maryland. We wanted to further change our lives a little bit, just to throw a little monkey wrench into it and have some fun. So we decided to move to California, and that's where we live right now in Oceanside, California, which is in San Diego County, so it's Southern California. And we're just loving life. But what I wanted to say is, a lot of people, came to us and said, "Are you guys nuts?" I mean, first of all, they said that when we quit our corporate jobs. Are you nuts? Why would you do this when you have a corporate job that's paying you? Then I thought about it. To start that running store, it was nuts. Because a lot of businesses fail. Well, we didn't fail. We made it work, and we worked our tails off, but we made it work. But it just shows that you just don't listen to people who are going to say don't do that, just because they're not doing it. Just because there's too much fear in them to try something like that, as drastic as that, doesn't mean that you have to be in fear of doing something like that. But it was the same people who basically said, "Why are you moving to California? Everyone is here." Well, I lived my whole life in Maryland, in the Washington area, except for a small 6-month stint in Florida, and I really, really wanted something different. And so, moving to California was going to be that. I really just needed something different. And yeah, people thought we were crazy, but I'm not living for them. I'm living for me. And so we made the change, and we love it here, and so all I'm saying, again, I'm going to keep saying, this is the thing, don't give on life just because you're getting older. I'm 59 again, and I'm not going to give up. And if it means that I'm going to move to Italy in a few years, I'm going to move to Italy in a few years. I mean, I'm not going to let my age hold me back. So just wanted to make sure I said that. Now then I started writing. I put a couple of books up on Amazon. One is about healthy living, which spawned my YouTube channel, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then I also wrote a fiction book, and I put the writing career on hold for a little while I'm growing my YouTube channel, because I started doing YouTube to help grow the book, and then I really started liking YouTube. So I'm starting to do that, and I'm thinking once I get to a certain point that I'm going to get back to writing the sequel to my fiction book, because I already have part of that done, but I need to finish it. But that's what I'm doing now. Mainly I'm doing YouTube, and and just to throw it out there, if you do like this video, make sure you click on that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, because that would really help my YouTube channel grow, and I would really appreciate that. And also, if you know anybody who can use this video, make sure you share it with them. Now, with all that said, my YouTube channel is growing, but it's growing slow, but it's growing. It's going in the right direction. So that's a good thing. I'm still pretty young as a YouTube channel. I've only been in it for a little more than a year, and I mean, there are people who've been on YouTube for over a decade, and I can't compare myself with them because they obviously are much bigger than me, have a lot more experience. They put out much better videos because they've been doing it longer and they've learned so much. Just like if you go back to my first videos and you look at those compared to the videos that I do now, my videos are much better than those. And I'm hoping that another year from now, my newer videos a year from now are going to be better than the one you're watching right now. Although hopefully you think this one's okay. But anyway, I also just throw out a couple different things, in changing. I also became vegan this year. I was 59 years old and I'm vegan. Most people don't change when they're 59. So just throwing it out there is you can change anything. It's never too late to change. And I just want to mention I do exercise every day. I've been doing that pretty much my whole life, though. I just wanted to say, don't let life or get old age say, you know what, it's too late for me to get into shape and to get healthy. I mean, I'm actually in better shape than I was when I was in high school, and I mean, I probably was in better running shape because I did run cross country and track back in high school. But I'm actually physically overall, because I was so skinny in high school, I was very skinny. I am in better shape now than I was when I was in high school, and I don't think many 59-year-olds can say that. And it's just because I'm just not giving up. I'm saying, because I see so many people, especially when I used to have the running store, people would come into the running store and boy, they'd be my age and they look like they were 80 and they walk bent over, and then I had other people come in who were like 60 or 70 years old and they looked like they were 40. It's because the ones that looked and felt and were happy and were younger were ones that looked younger, were ones that actually did not give up on themselves. And so it's just so easy, and it really makes me so sad when I see people, just eat really bad food and not exercise and stay in that same job that they've been in forever, and they hate the job. They complain about it every time I talk to them. They just complain about their jobs. They complain about everything, but they don't do anything to change it, because what happens is no matter what they think, they've given up on life. And what I'm asking everyone, don't give up on life. Don't give up on yourself. You are the most important person to you, and you really, really, really need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and you are moving forward and you're doing everything to take every advantage of this life that was given to you, and don't take it for granted, because life is an amazing gift, and you got to look at it that way. And anyway, with all that said, being a YouTuber now, and when I own the running store, I just love being my own boss, and that's something that I would recommend anyone to do, is to try to do something, and I'll get into that in a little bit, to try to be your own boss at one point in your life. You probably will never go back to working for somebody else, because I haven't. There are benefits, because and a lot of my friends let me know, and family, it's like, why are you doing this? Because you're giving up that paycheck. Well, there's a lot of things. The paycheck is great. I did miss that. I have to admit, I missed the paycheck that just came every week or every 2 weeks it was, but the problem is I took it for granted too. And a lot of people take their paycheck for granted, and they hate their job, but they're doing it because they get that paycheck. And they don't even do a good job because they just hate their job so much. But they know that all they have to do is clock in and clock out, and they get that paycheck, as opposed to actually trying to make it better in their area. And I'm not saying everybody's like that, because there's a lot of hardworking people out there, but there's also a lot of people who have just given up, especially as you get older. And then all you're doing is you're saying, okay, well, I have to keep doing this until I hit retirement so I can retire and get my retirement check. So yes, I gave up the paycheck, but in doing that, I didn't take the paycheck that I paid myself for granted at all, because I only paid myself, I paid myself when I had the running store last. So I had to pay everybody else, the landlord, I was a franchise, so I had to pay the franchise fee. I had to pay, it was a running store, so I had to pay like Nike and Brooks and Under Armour and New Balance and all those brands that are out there, Saucony. I had to pay them for the product, and I'd pay the staff, right? I'd pay everybody. I'd pay the electric bill, the water bill. Everyone got paid, and except for me. I was the last one to get paid, and so that part wasn't great, but it was okay. But because it made it so that it wasn't taking the paycheck for granted, it made me have to make the store be extremely successful in order to get paid, and so I had to work really hard to do that. But the other thing that I gained from it was I gained flexibility, and I gained a life. So many people feel that their life ends at Sunday night because they wake up Monday morning, they go to work, they got to punch in, they got to punch out. They do that all the way to Friday, and then finally at the end of Friday they could say, okay, I get my life back. Well, when I owned the running store, even though I was working all the time because it was for me, and also with the YouTube channel and writing, it's working for me, I didn't really look at it as work. I looked at it as a lot of fun. And so it wasn't like it was a chore to go to work. It's like I wanted to work. And so putting the hours in was like fun. It was like that's what I wanted to do. And so I looked forward to that. And so, you know, if you love your job, it's not work. You always hear that, and it's true. And so I would really recommend, you know, everyone trying something like that. So, you know, to actually go out and do that, you gain a life. What I'm trying to get at is you actually gain your life back. It's your life. You control it 100%. It's very hard to control it when you work for somebody else, because they're going to say you have to be here at this time. But when you own your business, it's yours. You control your life. You could determine your hours. You could determine your pay. You determine everything. And there's that ratio. The more hours you put in, the more pay you get, typically. So anyway, want to throw that out. So I love being my own boss, and I just think it's you know, a fantastic thing. I still get up early in the morning. We set our alarm clock for 7:30 in the morning. I mean, we don't have to. We don't have to be anywhere. We work from home, obviously. My wife is a health coach. You know, I'm the YouTuber and writer. We don't have to be anywhere, but we still set it at 7:30. We still use Google Calendar to put our work schedule on, so we know what we're doing, and that way if someone wants to do something, we might shift some stuff around, but basically we block time off to say this is what we're doing at this specific time. And I would recommend everyone getting some sort of calendar. I don't know, it has to be Google, but I have it right on the phone. I recommend everybody put their schedule on their phone, even if you're working for someone, just because it will make you so much more productive, but also you could block out time so people can't put in time for a time even when you want to have some downtime. So just want to say that. Basically what I want to say is I treat the YouTube business and my wife treats her health coach business still as a business, as opposed to, you know, it's just a hobby. So you need to do that if you want to grow it. And, you know, I would recommend, again, you know, everyone trying to do something like that. So if you do have a job and you can't get out of that job just yet, I would recommend finding a job that you can work on the side. That's yours. And whether it be YouTube or it be health coaching or it be whatever it is that you want it to do, and then work that. So you put your extra time into that. Don't sit there and binge watch, you know, all these different TV shows that aren't going to help you at all. But work towards that goal and then build that business up on the side and get that up to a point where then you can quit your day job and go to that side job, and that becomes your full-time job. I would really recommend everyone trying something like that. That way, you're still got the stability of the job while you're working the side gig. And you know, it is a sacrifice. You're going to have to give up some things for a couple of years, and it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but it might take a couple of years. But isn't it great? A couple of years doing that, you're going to have something that maybe is yours, and you don't have to go back and work for anybody else. So anyway, just want to throw that out. You know, I just want to say, you know, one of the things that I do is I really do learn a lot from other YouTubers. So you can keep learning. My point is, don't give up just because you're getting older. I'm 59. I started the YouTube channel when I'm 59. Most people started a lot younger. Actually, I was 58 when I started it. But I'm also not saying that I can't learn from other people. And I'm learning from other YouTubers that are 20 years old, 25 years old, who have millions of subscribers and they're doing this full time, making millions of dollars doing it. And so I'm learning from them, and I'm not allowing myself to say, well, I'm 59 years old and I don't have to learn from a 20-year-old because I know more than them. You know, I can learn from them. And so open up the mind at 59. It's okay. When you're getting older, you want to make sure you open up that mind. You can learn from other people. I learn from a lot of other YouTubers, whether it be the ones that say, how do you grow your YouTube channel, or the ones that are in my field and I look at what they're doing, or I also look at ones that are just killing it. I mean, they have millions of subscribers and millions of views, and I just look at what they're doing and I notice they're a lot better than I am. And so, but if I also look at my first video a little over a year ago compared to the videos I'm doing now, my videos now are better than those. And I'm hoping that my videos in the future are going to be better than the video that I'm doing today. You be the judge when you look at my videos next year, you'll see. But I think the thing is just be open to change, and you'll be much better off. It's also more fun that way because you're not just doing the same thing every day. And I really think, you know, I'm not the only one who can change. I mean, I'm sitting here saying what's happened to me, but I'm really throwing it out there because I know there are a lot of people out there just like me that are doing it, and that you have the potential to do it too if you're in the same boat. You might not be in the same boat. You might be 20 years old watching this. I don't know. But, and you can still learn something if you're 20 years old, I think, from this video. But if you are nearing my age or older than me, just know that life's not over. You can keep it going, and you can change, but you have to be open to change. And when I say change, sometimes it's painful, but the benefits that you can get from it far outweigh the pain. Like not having a hamburger anymore, that hurts a little bit, but not as much as not bettering myself. And because I think if I didn't better myself, that would be worse than having that, you know, missing that hamburger. So hopefully that made sense. Anyway, getting back to the job thing, you know, just do what you love and don't settle for what you're in if you don't like it. If you love your job, more power to you. You're doing what you want to do, and that's great. That's what you want to be. But if you're a type of person who really doesn't like your job, you know, don't settle for that. Go find another job. And I know it's scary. Change can be scary. But so can staying in your job your whole life. And then years and decades from now, you're going to look back and you're going to say, what if? Yeah. What if I jumped and did something different? What if I did that? How would my life be different than it is right now when I'm just doing the same thing over and over again? And that's really what I'm trying to state in this video, is that, you know, we all need, I just don't want people to have regrets when they get older. It's just so easy to have that. You just don't want that. And that's, to me, that's scarier than going out and finding a new job and even failing at it. And if you fail at a new job, you fail at it and you find another one and you move on. You know, you could fail at things, but and the more things you fail at, probably the better, because then, you know, failure is not a bad thing. We've always made failure out to be bad, but if you fail, it's just a way to teach you how to get better. And hopefully the next time you do better and you move on. So get out of your comfort zone. That's one thing I've been trying to do, and it is hard. It's hard to get out of your comfort zone. I've done it my whole life, but it's hard for me too. I'm not going to pretend I'm not one of those that takes it easy, but I do think the rewards of doing that far outweigh being scared of it and just doing the same thing over and over again. So I would recommend that. Get out of your comfort zone, do something new, do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and conquer it. And before you know it, you're gonna feel much better off. It's just like the first time you rode a bike. You're very uncomfortable getting on that bike. You're getting out of your comfort zone, right? And you're like, man, I don't want to get on this bike because I'm going to crash and hurt myself. But after a day or two of doing that, then you're riding that bike perfectly, right? And you're glad that you did it, because then you got a bike you're riding. So it opens up new doors, right? So don't, to make sure you get out of your comfort zone, and it's never too late to do that. Always try to better yourself. I would recommend to do this. If you do that, even if you fail at it, you can't go wrong. You just can't, because at least you tried. I think the biggest failure is when you don't try something. That if there's something you wanted to always do and you don't try it, that's the biggest failure, because that's going to be your biggest regret. And what you don't want to do is have a regret. So again, like I said, if you do have something that's passionate, let's say you're in a rock band, but you have a full-time job, work that rock band, and if someday that rock band takes off, quit your job, right? But at least that way you have the security of both until you get there. And if you have to, stop watching TV for a few hours, stop watching TV for a few hours. It's nice, it's good to actually sacrifice now to get a much better benefit for the future, and be at a whole different level than you are now, as opposed to just sitting in that level. And I really believe that you all can do it. I really do believe it. I believe in you, and I know that you put the work into it, you can get to it. You do whatever you want to do, and it's never too late. I mean, this old man has monetized his channel on YouTube. A lot of people don't do that, don't ever get to that point. And here's a 59-year-old working with a bunch of younger people who are on YouTube, and I'm working right alongside with them and building my business. So just don't give up on life. Just because you're getting older, just keep plugging, keep trying to better yourself, and I know you'll get there. And that's all I really want to say in this video. And if you like the video, please subscribe to hit the thumbs up button. I have to learn how to say things, I guess. But also subscribe to the channel too, and that way you'll be notified every time we put out a healthy living video. And also make sure you share this video if you know anybody who's stuck and not moving forward and feels that they're too old to move forward, and let them see this, and hopefully they'll learn something from it. And that's all I wanted to say, everybody, and I will see you next time. See you, everybody.